back to my channel. It's Couture Flamingo. If this is your first time here, please subscribe down below. Today we're going to be doing something I've been wanting to share with you guys on this channel for a long time, and that is repotting some of my plants. If you guys know me, you know I love houseplants. I have about 40 in my studio apartment because I love plants, and I think a lot of people do as well. So I love sharing my love for plants, and whatever small tips I do, have, I definitely love sharing them with you guys. So today we're going to be repotting my spider plant right here. I got her when she was super tiny, a baby, and I repotted her maybe about a month after getting her. You can see there's just so much growth, even to the point where I had to put these chopsticks in here. It's one of my plant hacks, using like chopsticks or straws or whatever to kind of support the plant, to get it to lean whatever way you want, because a lot of times they tend to grow towards the sun if you have them next to the window. So that's what this one was doing. So I threw these sticks in there to support the plant. How I can tell it's time to repot this plant, because it looks like it needs room to breathe. Like it's just growing too big for its pot. So I got this pot for it, so it has more room to, breathe and expand its roots and grow, because, same thing as having a goldfish. The bigger pot, the bigger tank, the bigger the plant or the fish will grow to be. If you want your plants to grow bigger, repot them as soon as you can, and as soon as you realize that they're kind of growing out of their current pot, then repot them and they'll just keep on getting bigger. So definitely I want this guy to continue growing and hopefully give me some little cool spider babies like I know they do. So we'll see. I have a neon pothos, and I had the craziest thing happen. So one night I'm about to go to bed and I'm like watering some of my plants, and I'm watering the plant and something catches my eye, and I look and it's literally a giant mushroom actually growing out of my plant, my neon pothos. So you already know, I Google searched it up, and apparently the fungus is pretty bad for the plant, as you can imagine. So they're advising to repot it immediately to get rid of that soil. So of course I removed the mushroom, was the first thing I did, and then I repotted the neon pothos. And if any of you guys have ever repotted a pothos plant, you know that the roots kind of like almost fall. It's not very root bound, so they all just kind of fall wherever. So this is part of that plant, letting it sit in water. There already were roots on this, so it's not like I really propagated it. If you guys know what propagation is, if not, I guess you're not a plant freak, but more propagation videos coming down the road. But I did not propagate this. There was mostly already root from it being part of the plant, but I had it sitting in water for the past couple days, so I'm sure that kind of helped it, and definitely gave me some time to go out and actually buy soil, because I've been out for a while. So I decided I could just let it sit in here if I wanted. Like pothos plants do. They're one of the very few plants that actually can grow in water. So I could leave it in here, and it's kind of a cute little vase, Couture Flamingo vase. Shout out to my friend Leonie who got this for me. But I decided, I have this adorable llama planter laying around. Another shout out to my friend Alyssa who got this planter for me. So I was like, you know what, I will go ahead and pot these into this llama planter as well, because I think that the plant will be happier in soil at the end of the day, as opposed to living in this vase. So that's the two plants we're going to be repotting today. So without further ado, roll up my sleeves. Let's get into repotting some plants. So I got my indoor potting mix, which I've actually never used the indoor specific potting mix, so I'll be interested to see if it makes a difference. I wanted to also give a big shout out to my two besties, Tati and Kev, for getting me a new, actually my first ever ring light, so I could start filming better quality videos for you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for my ring light, and it's pink. We will tackle the hard one first, as I like to do. The first thing I always like to do personally, and I'm sure everybody has different ways of repotting plants, but I like to add a little bit of soil at the bottom. When I pull out the plant, the root ball as they call it, which is like all the roots, I like to get it in there as quickly as possible, because I notice that it kind of like loosens up a little bit and the plant kind of loses its nice shape. So I like to do it as quickly as possible. So that's why I go ahead and put a little bit of soil in first. This pot actually has a drainage hole, which is awesome, because a lot of cuter, nice pots tend to not have a drainage hole for whatever reason. You don't want to add too much, because you definitely want to leave enough room so your plant has enough space to get comfortable, and of course you're gonna add some soil to fill in, but just to general amount, just to cover the bottom, like a thin layer at the bottom. And now the fun part. First we're going to take off the little chopsticks that I put in. I'm sure I'll be reusing them in another one of my plants soon enough. I'm sure there's tons of different techniques for doing this. I don't really know any of them. I just have kind of done my own thing and it's worked for me. But I like to kind of loosen it up so it's not as like harsh of pulling it out. So I kind of like wiggle it back and forth around the sides, making sure to, you know, hold it firmly. And sometimes it's easier than others, depending on how root bound your plant is, but we will see. And I hate to feel any kind of like ripping, because I feel like that's the roots ripping. So as soon as you feel that, you want to definitely stop tugging. Now I'm using the stick to kind of loosen it up. I probably should have done that in the first place. Just going around the entire perimeter and loosening up the plant from its home that it's been living in for the past 6 months. Okay, so we got some movement. Obviously this is a messy activity, so I put a sheet down, so you definitely want to be sure to make sure you're doing this somewhere where you don't mind getting a little dirt on. Here we go. Wow. Alright, so there is nothing left in here. So I always like have a weird fascination with looking at the roots. Like they kind of gross me out, but I also like have to look at them at the same time. Here they are. I can see some really big like fleshy roots and a bunch underneath. But like I said, it's kind of falling apart, so I want to get it in there really quickly. And this is what I was saying, they kind of fall apart, but she is going in. Alright, so I'm just going to put it right in there. Just, you know, I already added that thin layer of soil, so it has some soil that it's sitting on top of. And as I said, you want to make sure to leave room, because I'm just going to be filling it in now, because there's already, you know, a lot of soil that's already coming with the plant. Then you just kind of grab some big handfuls of soil, cupfuls, whatever you want to do. I personally kind of like feeling the dirt in my hands. And just fill in the pods, kind of very intuitive. Alright, now my favorite part is just kind of admiring your work. So, wow, this plant definitely, like now it actually looks like it has room to breathe. Before it was like suffocating, but now it looks like there's definitely a lot of room for it to grow. I actually love the pot that I chose for it. I think they go, like the vibe goes really well together, but I am noticing it's definitely like leaning a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and use these sticks again, because I guess you know, I was using them in the first place for a reason. So I'm just gonna stick them right on the side that the plant is leaning on, and making sure to kind of put it in a place so the plant can lean on it, and it will make it be more standing upright how you want it. Okay, even better. So now it looks a little bit more even. So that is a very happy camper. Go ahead and mist it as well. I like to mist my plants. It's just a little simple mister. Oh, get a pillow because it is kind of uncomfortable on the floor. So I cleaned up my workstation a little bit, and now I am going to be repotting my little neon pothos trimming. And oh, I should show you guys the mother plant. So this is actually the mother plant to my little clippings right here. As I mentioned, there was a mushroom growing, so I repotted this plant to a totally different pot actually. And so this is where this one's coming from. So this one's definitely going to be a lot more simple than the first one, because I don't have to worry about unpotting it because it's not potted, so I'm just going to be repotting it. Adorable llama planter. Yeah, pothos is definitely like the best beginner houseplant. It was definitely my first houseplant. They're very rewarding because they grow super quickly, and so it's kind of fun to see them grow. And there's tons of different varieties. This is a neon pothos, but the most common one that you see is a golden pothos. So pothos are definitely one of my personal favorite houseplants, and definitely one that I would recommend to anybody that's looking to get into having houseplants of their own, but not sure if they can handle the crazy responsibilities of being a houseplant parent, because it gets wild, guys. So I'm just gonna pull it out right here, and you see these are the roots of the plant. So definitely want to make sure that all the roots are completely submerged and buried into the soil. So all right. Well, I think this looks pretty cute. It's a pothos plant, so it's gonna grow. Definitely gonna try to put it by the window, maybe in my kitchen or my bathroom. And I'm kind of hoping that it will continue growing in this downward trend, so I can kind of have a nice, pretty draping plant. Looks really cute, actually. It's like the llama has little pothos growing out of him. Oh, well, there you have it, guys. That was me repotting 2 of my houseplants for you guys. I hope you enjoyed repotting my houseplants with me. I think they look super cute. I think they're both going to be a lot happier in their new homes, especially this guy. Cannot wait to see what he or she, whatever they want to be, grows up to be. And I love houseplants. I love sharing my love for houseplants with you guys, so please let me know if you like this type of content, and I'll make sure to do more. Please subscribe down below. Thanks for watching my video, guys. This has been a Couture Flamingo plant edition. Peace out. Oh, I almost forgot to mention something super important. When you repot a plant, it is very important that you water the plant immediately afterwards, because the new soil is not very moist. So figured I would show you guys me watering the new babies. Oh yes, grow big and strong for mama. And this has a drainage hole, so I don't really have to be too concerned about overwatering it. Well, this one does not, so I do have to keep an eye on making sure I don't water it more than it needs. I don't really have a lot left, but I'm gonna give that a little bit more, but I'm gonna turn off the video. Anyways, bye guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe down below, comment, let me know what you guys think, and peace, love, and plants.